Well, everyone, welcome back to episode number 20. Since we last met, there's been a couple changes here. If you see on the sides as I come down, we've got those statues in. And I'm thinking actually, I probably want to change the block they're made out of to more a darker block, maybe so they pop out a bit more. But honestly, I think this is quite fine here. And then we're going to start work in this direction. So, yeah, I guess without further ado, let's just hop right to it and get to a quick time lapse of us digging out this massive 50,000 block area. So, let's us go. Well, after, like I said, 50,000 blocks done, we finished digging our hole. And now I've done a little bit of work on it in the meantime, kind of laying out a very basic shape of what I want to go here. So if I manage to make it through the door, I can go ahead and show y'all what that is. So again, it's right down this lovely little staircase, and we can just fly for now since, time is of the essence. And we come through here. So the first step in here is just some funneling corridors. So you come from this open room that's supposed to be like just slightly carved out of an existing cave, and that cave just keeps going down deeper and deeper. But now, once we come through this threshold here, we are in all carved out areas of this dungeon. So we come through here, and it funnels us up to this middle platform. Okay, one of the middle platforms. We have just a small area up here that probably will be used for storage or something later, but that feeds us into what I'm now realizing is mob spawning, but it feeds us into an area that will just be like a market, like an old ruined market that used to be deep within this dungeon. And so you have paths on the side that you can go to take yourself deeper into the dungeon. We're going to have one exit of this main area here, one exit equally on the other side there, and then a third, it's right back there. You can kind of see it. It's a little dark, but that's where it's going to be. So 1, 2, and 3 exits. And then just, this is where I'm debating on what to do. I have 2 different types of pillars here, and this isn't their final version. This is just the stone version before I convert it into stone, bricks, tuff, whatever I decide to use on it. But do I want to go with more of a ruined design or a completely solid? We'll have to decide on that later. I'm fine with now leaving it as both different types. So we'll just get a look real quickly around the ruined ones. But I'm perfectly fine leaving it either way. In this large space, I'm wanting to really bring the feel of what this dungeon was. And it's going to be some place that worshiped the Warden. So to really exemplify that, I want to try and put some Warden related stuff both on the floor and this back wall, so that your first view when you come in is of this big, because look, right as you come through here, you can see the floor and you can see the back, and it's going to be this big mural of the Warden, and then maybe one of his sonic shrieks just mosaicked on the floor here. I have to completely work that out. Haven't decided every single point yet. That's the fun of doing this. I haven't planned any of this out in creative like I do with most of my builds. So it's been a fun little challenge for me just to experiment with different styles, figure out how I want things to go. And I've been doing a lot of that on live streams. So if you have time on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays, feel free to just come and watch and give your ideas. But in the meantime, I want to work on decorating this place out. I want to put some banners up here that... There's a creeper. Hello. I want to put some banners on these walls here, make them big, so it's just made out of wool and not the actual banner itself. And then... that's why we build out of stone. But after that, I want to just brand this place, but also make it feel ruined still. So we'll have to just put maybe some crooked banners, maybe just some... stupid spider. Maybe if we go on the side that has these ruined columns, we'll go ahead and put just some blocks on the ground that have broken through. Maybe that's part of what smashed through the roofs of the market stalls that are down there. There's a lot we can do, and it's another creeper. Anyways, I'll cut here so that I don't destroy more of my stuff, but there's a lot we can do with this area, and I'm excited to go with it. So I'll bring y'all back in once I have some more designs firmed up. All right, well, we have gotten some more work done here, and if you can see, a lot of this area has now been textured with the blocks I plan on using here. But if we spin around to this side, we can see the kind of ruins area I've done. So what I've pictured has caused the ruin or the destruction of this place is a fire mostly. And so if we look here towards the bottom, there's just regular stone and stuff, but as you get up to the top, it darkens as if it's been charred and colored by smoke. And I really think that does a great effect here. It, one, draws the eyes away from the ceiling, which currently is still untextured, but isn't going to be decorated at all. And two, also feeds into the lore as to why this place is what it is. Which I'm making a big deal out of here because I want to give you a sense of world building as we go through here. But what I then also did is down here on the floor, we have some, just things that fell off. We have them here as well. And they just kind of scattered around based on where I took the chunks out. Like this side over here pretty much all fell this way. And so it blocks this path up here. This one just has one little chunk area that fell down. This one doesn't really have much on this side. I pictured that most of this over here would have fallen down into that pile there. But if I do the other side where it's not as crumbled, we'll just keep going all the way up with this texture pattern. And so I'm really not sure at this point which one I want to do. I maybe have already put too much work into this broken down, destroyed, fire scarred pattern to go back on it, and might just do it for that reason. But I at least want to get others' input on it before I proceed. I may be stubborn and just ignore everything they say and go with what I already chose, but that's okay because at the end of the day, this is my build, even though we're doing it together. Now, I want to start here on out and work on what's going right here. So I've gathered the resources needed for that, and I think without further ado, let's just hop to that, and then we'll come back and plan more about this place and get the floor done down here so we can stop having creepers come and destroy the stuff I work on. So I'll probably light that up before I start this build over here. But either way, let's just hop right to that right there. I hope you'll enjoy how it looks. All right, well, there it is, our back wall with our little Warden mural. Now, I still did the same decorations I did across the top here, and I think it all blends in perfectly. If you look down there, you probably can't actually tell from here, which is kind of what I want, but there's a little passage here that leads to where we're going to have some stairs down to the second level. Because while this may be multiple stories tall, this is only level 1 of this dungeon. I'm kind of thinking of it like an RPG video game kind of style, to where you might come in, but then once you pass through this threshold here, you get a loading screen and it goes to the next floor. In my mind is what that place is. But you may have been eagle eye over there and caught some TNT in our pillars. And that's because I persuaded that this side was better than what this side would have looked like. So I decided to be dramatic, be eccentric about it, and just blow up where these columns would have fallen apart. So let's come here, grab ourselves not an extra elytra, but our bow and an arrow. We've got flame on this, and let's just see how this goes. If I can hit the target, that is. Oh my, a little bit embarrassing there. Ooh. For that pillar, that looks actually really good. A little flat on it, so I might add a little changes, maybe put some walls up to bring it higher, but I think that's perfect. Let's try and hit that back one there. Perfect. And another good one. Now these last two over here have a little less TNT, so let's see how it goes. Almost got it. Well, maybe I shouldn't fly and shoot. I'm not that good at it to begin with. And where is this one's? Where is this one's? Hold on. Oh, it's way back there. I just want to do a small amount of damage on this pillar. So let's aim and first shot. Record for me. Yeah. That should be good for all of this. I do see that spider up there and doubt I'll hit him. Oh, I was closer than I thought I'd be. So now all we got to do is transform these pillars and then texture the top of that wall. And the first stage of this room will be done. Now you'll still notice the floor is ugly, but that is because we're turning that into a mosaic of a shriek blast coming from this guy. So that's going to take a little more planning to do, but we'll ignore it for now, finish everything else, and then add in the market stalls. So let's just get right to that. All right. Well, not only since that last clip have I finished the walls of the build, I've also finished the floor and the pillars. Okay, we're okay, we're okay. Let's just get out of F5 so I can see properly, reorient ourselves, and head that way. So, like I was saying, I finished the floor and the walls, and I think it's looking quite fantastic. So the shape of this, I went ahead and looked up what the sonic blast from our little mural here would look like. And so whenever a warden this is a little blast, it gives off these light blue cyan colored rings that come out of it. And so I figured that'd be what's painted on the floor here. So then after that, we went ahead and finished up all of this as well as the roof here. And so if you look at it, it looks like that fire kind of spread up here and it got caught in these corners of the walls, pretty much every corner. And I am now noticing I missed an area. So let me go ahead and fix that, and then we'll continue our tour here. I did not have any of it left downstairs, so let's check all these boxes. We're going to need that in order to put it up. Okay, anyways, we have tons of chests. Why was that super loud? Hold on. Let's turn that down a bit. Okay, well, we have a bunch of chests here, but this is exactly what I'm looking for. So let's just go ahead and grab that and put it up there so we don't have to worry about it. But yeah, most of those chests are full of everything we've dug out from both this room and the other one. And I'm going to continue filling them up before I actually decorate up there, just out of pure curiosity to see how much we get. And I mean, there are definitely blocks we've missed while digging this out that just despawned and everything, and that's really fine. It's nothing to worry about. But let's go ahead, plop these down in there, and then I'll bring y'all right back. All right, we finished that whole thing up, so now the express routes, destroy a couple of them. I'll pick those up in a sec. But yeah, so our smoke mostly was in these side areas over here along the walls, but I wanted to make it to where maybe a little bit spread out over this area here. Not much spread back here because it's more open from it, but I still have to texture that wall up there. But for the most part, this first room here is done. We just have a couple more things to put in, and that's going to be the market stalls that go between these. Obviously, based on where these fallen column parts are along the floor, the market stalls are going to be mostly destroyed. But maybe here and there we have one that's still intact, or yeah, these two over here probably are still in good shape, but we'll work on that and put those in right about now. But frankly, I think the whole thing's looking fantastic, and I'm sure y'all can guess how much of a pain it was to do this roof, but I'm really glad I've done it. It brings the whole thing together, and while this room might be decently boxy, I still think it has a flow to it, and it really makes me feel like I'm in a video game dungeon. So I enjoyed so far, but let's hop right into getting these builds in place, and I'll bring y'all right back in. Alright, and just like that, with simple little lean-tos built, we are done there. As you can see, these first two are still perfectly pristine because no rubble fell through them, like it did on every other one here. And some of them have minor damage with just a little bit taken out, like here. Some have major damage where even one of the pillars was knocked down, like right here. But overall, I think it's a fantastic little addition. I will decorate what goes inside of these, but that's not going to be this episode. This episode has all been about just building the aesthetics of this room, and I think we've done a good job at that. So, unfortunately, that is all the time I have today and this week to make this video, But I hope y'all have enjoyed it. I hope y'all come back again next week. And I hope see y'all on my streams. Thanks, everyone. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.